Hey guys, Chunky Monkey MD here. You ever watch a Black Ops 2 video and you see the shooter just finishes killing somebody and then they reload their weapon in slow motion, sort of like this? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that today for yourself using Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's go ahead and begin. Alright, what you want to do is, I already have a few clips in the timeline. This is where I slow motioned it. It is relatively easy to do in Premiere Pro. There's other software we can use to do this, but I'm going to show you how to do it in Premiere Pro today. So what you want to do is scrub your timeline. Like I said, I've already put my clip in the timeline here. What you want to do is scrub your timeline to the clip that you want to slow motion reload. There's a reload right there. I'm using the fast clip, so I'm obviously not on the good fast clip part where you can see the clip too well. Let's leave that one and let's go forward a little bit here. So after I peel this guy off here, I'll have a reload. So right there, here's my reload. See it? Play the reload. So we're going to slow motion that reload right here. Peel that guy off, reload, so you can see it a little better. Alright, so let's peel him off. And see my hand just starts to move right there? You can press your arrow keys and it'll go one frame forward at a time. We're going to go right about here. And then we're going to slow motion this part here. What you want to do is make your timeline, scale it out a little bit so you can see a little more of what you're doing. The easiest way to do this is to take your cut tool, which is your razor tool, hit C on your keyboard, and slice it right where the playhead is, right where you start to pull out your clip. Slice it right there. So now you see you have a separate clip here. Okay. Next thing you want to do is when you put your clip back in, right about there, you want to slice your clip again right where the playhead sits. So I'm going to go ahead and slice it right there. Let me zoom in on this here. And now you can see this is the clip that I reload. From this cut right here to this cut right here. So that's our reload. So now what we're going to want to do is close this back up a bit. Is take the second part of the clip that's in normal speed. So this is 100% here. And this is 100% here. Then you want to take this and just drag this out a little bit so it's really far out of the way. Now, you have to keep in mind that this video is 30 frames per second. So we're not going to be able to slow motion it that much as if we were using Twixtor or something. Technically, if you have 30 frames a second and then you cut that speed to be 50%, you're now running it at 15 frames per second. I mean, that should be alright. You go any lower and that's going to start looking real choppy. So let me show you what I'm talking about. There's a few ways to slow motion this. The best way I like to do is right click on the clip and go to speed duration. Go to speed duration and there's your speed, 100%. The reason I like this is because you can put in the exact amount and you know what you're working with totally. So you put 50%, that'll change your duration 1 second and 14 frames, which was before the reload clip was 22 frames, so almost a second. We're taking a 1 second frame. We're going to make it 50%. You're almost extending it by a full second. What we're going to do is leave it at 50% and click OK. So now you see your reloading clip that you cut up here just got a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and play that. And you can already hear it slower. Let's go ahead and play that and see what we have. Now that didn't look too bad. You know, get the full effect of it, take your clip over here, your second 100% clip, and drag it over and just pop it in there. Now I have snaps on. If you don't have snaps on, just press S on your keyboard and it'll snap back into place there. Let's see what happens on this reload, 50% slow motion. And that wasn't really too bad, except for I got shot right there. That looked pretty cool. We're going to leave that at 50%, and then we'll go forward and we'll try another one so you can see what happens if we go to about 75%, which will drop us to about 7.5 frames per second. Let's find another clip. Let me get killed right quick. Right here. Okay, we got this guy here. I'm going to destroy him. And I'm going to reload. However, I think I get bum rushed here. I do. This isn't a good clip. We'll go a little bit forward more. Alright, so I'm going to peel this guy off, and then I will do another reload. So move the timeline a little bit forward. Let's rip him a new one. And here comes my reload. Oh, this guy got in my way. We can still kind of see it. No, let's go somewhere else. That guy's in our way. Alright, we'll get this guy trying to snipe me. He's not going to succeed, so what we're going to do is we're going to kill him. Run over here and see we're starting to reload. Now this is a nice reload because I'm going to run here and the way he's holding the gun. So we can start to reload right here. So let's cut it. Press C on your keyboard or go over to your razor tool. Cut it right here. Drag your playhead to the end of your reload clip, which would be right there, and then cut it again. As before, stretch this out. Let me show you what happens if we go ahead and make this 75% slower. So right click on the clip there and select speed duration. Go in there, and what I meant by 75% speed was turning it to 25% speed. So you're cutting it by 75%, put it in 25%. Now you see you took that 22 frame duration clip and you turned it into 4 seconds and 24 frames. So let me show you what happens. This is going to look quite choppy because this is at 30 frames per second. Let's drag this end clip over and let's play this and see what happens. I mean, I guess that wasn't too bad, but it was kind of choppy. I don't think we're going to keep that. Right click and go back to speed duration and change it. So we'll just put in 40 and that should be nice. We'll put that at 40 there. Slide this over and let's go view it again. That's pretty nice. We'll stick with that. Little variations. Let's get this guy and then let me show you another way to do this. Okay, so there was our reload. Okay, our reload starts right about here. We'll do it right here because he doesn't really see our reloading. So we'll do it like right here when I'm starting to bring the clip up, and get your slice tool, which is C on your keyboard, and then go to the end of the reload clip, which was right there. Right when you put it back in and hit C again. So we cut it, pull this over. All right, let me extend your timeline a bit so you can see what we're working with. Another way to do this is you have a rate stretch tool in your tool panel, which is right there. It's like a little broken line with arrows pointing both ways. You could also select X on your keyboard. So if you select that and go to the end of your clip, you see how it's like it won't let you do anything with it right there. But if you go right to the very end of it, you see how it changes with the 2 arrows pointing left and right. If you select it and drag it out, you're now changing the duration the same way you put in the 50% on the other one. If you scroll here a bit, make it a little bit bigger, you can see it says right here 33.33%. That's the percentage you turned it into from 100%. Being the clip before this was about 40%, this is going to be virtually the same. You know, it's going to be a little bit slower. Let's see what it looks like here. It's not too bad. It could work. But if you don't want to go into the right click, speed duration, but you can see your speed is there, 33 that you put in there. Shows your duration turned into 1 minute. You can go right back in here to your rate stretch tool or hit X on your keyboard and you can scale it back in. And notice that as you're scaling it in and you let go, you can see the percentage changes. So there's 40% right there. So that worked out pretty well. If you want to have the clip to be a specific duration, you can go to speed duration. Instead of putting in a percentage, you can actually put in the time that you want it to be. This isn't going to look too good, but we'll go ahead and we'll put in 5 seconds here. 5 seconds and no frames. And hit OK. And that's going to be extended very far. And you can also see that it is now at 6.66%, which that's not really a good number. So I just want to change that a little bit just because I'm not happy with 6.66. It's just a little freaky, so we're going to use 6.57. And now this is going to be very choppy, and this is not going to look good at all. I mean, unless you're trying to go for some crazy effect like this, it's just not going to look good. So let me play it and show you what 6% looks like. And that's just utterly ridiculous. I mean, that's just terrible. Technically, 6% of the frames is, I don't know, I don't really care to calculate that. It doesn't look good, so there's really no point in it. I think 40%, 35, 40% looks pretty good. So we'll just go back in here and put 35%, drag this frame back over, and play that clip and see what we have. There you go, that wasn't too bad, guys. So let me go ahead and play this whole thing over so you can see what everything looks like totally with all my deaths, my kills, everything. And the first one, you know, we have a 50%, virtually 49%, which is this one right here. And the second one's 40%, third one's 35%. Let me go ahead and play the whole thing for you guys and see what you think.
Please, don't quit now. UAV inbound. Hunter-killer drone deployed.
Get moving!
Losing B. Mission clock about to expire. Step up. Losing Bravo.
Gotcha.
Friendly care package inbound. Enemy has Bravo.
Move up.
Stealth chopper in.
Alright, there you go, guys. That was my premiere tutorial on my slow motion reload in Black Ops 2. I hope this was helpful to you guys. And keep an eye out for my other tutorials. I'll be doing this in Final Cut Pro and Twixtor, so hopefully this helps you out. There's many of other ways to do this, but this is pretty much the easiest way. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be popping out a lot more videos. Like this video if it's helped you out. I want to thank you guys for watching. See you later.